You caught me doing some of my thinking. I do some of my best thinking in a rocking chair, looking at the inside of my eyelids. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about them, their Western movies, black and white kind. Everything was black and white. Guy rode up on a black horse. The other guy rode up on a white horse. It was quite easy to know which side you should be rooting for, the guy on the white horse. You know, in the movies there now, there's always sort of some scenes where it'd be nighttime and things be kind of spooky-like. Not quite sure what's out in the darkness. And you hear something. You say, "Whoa! Who goes there?" And out in the distance, you hear, "Hey, it's just me, Bobby. I had to use the outhouse." You're like, "Oh, thank goodness. Come on in, Bobby. That'd be okay. We all got to use the outhouse from time to time." Now, if it don't happen that way, all you hear is hot lead going, and you got to duck, and you got to look around. They'd be your enemy. Now, real life, it ain't quite so easy in real life. Who's your friend? Who's your foe? What's out to get you? What you should be out to get, and what you should just kind of smile and walk on by. I got some examples of that. Here be example number one. See that nice big whitetail buck right there? Now, does that be a good thing or a bad thing to see a whitetail buck like that? Well, yeah, I think so. It'd be real nice to see something like that. If you're a hunter, you're all excited. You're like, "Oh my goodness, we gotta get down there and get that deer." And that's the rest of the picture on that. See these boys here? They've been trying to get some deer steak, and they might pretty excited about it. So yeah, it's a good thing if you're a hunter. Now, there's other sides to this picture. Let's see if we can find some of these other sides to the picture. Give me a second here. And over here, see another beautiful picture of white-tailed deer. But in the background, you see this guy here on the tractor? That be the farmer. To a farmer, are you happy to see a bunch of deer munching down on your corn before you get a chance to put it in the old hopper of your combine? Why, no. They'd be eating your money. You're going to have less green stuff, so you don't be quite so excited if you're the farmer. You know, gardeners would be the same way. You know, gardeners, we put up walls, we put little bags of human waste hanging around so that they can't get into our goods. Here be real life. This is what happens in real life. This guy's, they clean mowed through that. And then another one over here. We got a picture of this guy standing in his yard. What did he do? A bad trimming job? No, of course not. White-tailed deer came through and helped themselves to everything but the tippy tops. So he's got, he can see right clean through to the neighbors. So it really depends on who you be, whether you say that deer be friend or foe. Now, little clue here to what this sign be. We're down here next to the big creek, and you follow a little trail up from the creek, and you come to this little tree, and this tree be cut off, kind of gnawed off. Like, what creature do you suppose was a gnawing at this tree? Yeah, that's right, a beaver. Now, you think people are happy about the beaver? Well, that totally depends if you're a forester or if you're wildlife. Now, beavers do a lot of neat things like create dam up areas for fish and other wildlife to use. They can't dam up a creek this big, but there's smaller creeks that dam up pretty good. Now,
you're a forester, you know right like beaver, because they cut down your trees and leave you with, well, nothing but stumps. Now, this particular tree here, this would be a pawpaw tree. Think of Maw and Pawpaw. And this is, what is this? This would be about end of June, and we see these little pawpaw fruits. They get bigger than this. There's other ones up in there somewhere. But this be a indigenous tree, and what an indigenous tree means is it's native. It's not brought in from some other country. It grew here from the very beginning. Native Americans would have enjoyed these fruits. They'd be resistant to diseases. They taste kind of like a custardy banana with lots of big black seeds in the middle. Come fall, pawpaw will be ready. So, just wanted to show you a little beaver sign. What do you think? Is this little thistle, is it a friend or a foe? Well, I can tell you this bumblebee likes it pretty good. But, you know, the average farmer looks at this thistle and says, "Ugh, cows can't eat it. Ain't much good to me." And down it comes. But, you know, you got the little seed pods here. Let me see if we can get dig some out. These seeds that the birds like to eat these. But if you look out across this expanse of grass, don't see any insects. It's almost like a desert of grass. Whereas these thistles here, they get a kind of little oasis of life. Well, what do you think about this one? Do spiders be friend or foe? What do you think about them? They good or be they bad? Well, that's what most of us think. But last year I had a whole bunch of spiders. They'd be this kind, wolf spiders, in my green beans. And while it made me a little uncomfortable to pick around them, I realized I needed to be happy that they were there, because they were there eating all the bugs that wanted to eat the green beans. So, you know, reality is they were on my side in this case. They were trying to kill the things that were trying to eat my green beans. Now, I did have one of these boys bit me in the toe one time in the watermelon patch, and it stung like a hornet. Here be a gentleman saying many of the same things, but much better than me. Take a listen.
Invitation for some wildness to come into your garden, forest, and play its part, because that's the most powerful factor in any growing situation like this, is what's going to happen anyway, what the natural world's going to bring to you. The more intervention you make, the more mistakes you're likely to make. So I like to think that I often stay my hand. I see what I think is an issue or a problem, and instead of rushing in there and clear felling it or destroying it or burning it or whatever I would have done in the past, and generally seems to happen in the wider agricultural, horticultural world, often I'll stop and think, well, hang on, maybe I just need to change the way I think about this, which saves my back, of course. I don't have to lift anything or dig anything. One of the biggest...
Well, after thinking on this a little bit, I'm kind of thinking that most animals, on insects, plants on this big old earth have a place. You know, whenever it's a deer season, I sit out in the cold for hours just to looking for a deer. When I see one, I'm like, ooh. But in the summertime, if I see a deer track near my garden, I run over, look at the vegetables. By God, I hope they didn't get any. See the difference? You know, I think we're a bit too quick to pass judgment. We see a thistle, we grab a big old machete, hack it down, and we feel good because we killed a bad one. Then we see dandelion in our yard, we squirt, 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 and we feel good because we killed another bad one. But if we had taken the time to look at that dandelion, we'd have seen that there's some good use in that. That you pay $5 for organic dandelion tea in the store, and you just killed $5. Or you look at the thistles, and if you looked before you chopped, you would have seen that there was 3 bees, 2 butterflies,
drinking the sweet nectar, and there was 2 goldfinches in that tree just waiting to come eat the thistle seeds. They love that stuff, you know. So, seems to me that maybe if we would just sit back, watch things a little bit closer, sipping our dandelion tea from our yard and watching the bird varieties and butterflies come in to drink and eat the thistle, we'd be $25 richer, and we wouldn't spend our whole day chopping and squirting things. That'd be no good anyhow. Oh, hello. How are you guys today? What did Bernie talk about you last time you met with him? Oh, he said that in the old movies, the good guys always rode white horses, the bad guys ride up on black horses. Very easy to know who your enemy is in those movies. That's true, yes. Yeah, they're good movies. Yeah, those old cowboy westerns. Yeah. Yes, you know, that's actually true. It's a little different today. It's much more difficult to know who your enemy is or who your friend is, really. You know, so many people today can pretend to be your friend, a compassionate expert in a lab coat, an authority. Hey, you know why the wolf wears a sheepskin? You don't? Well, that's to get close to the sheep, to blend in, to look like one of the herd, to not have to chase them down, to not scare them, to get close to them. And then once they have gained their trust, they go, and they eat them. It's a sad picture. Yeah, likewise, many systems, many companies today, they feed off the people that they're supposed to serve, that they're supposed to help. They hide the truth to make money, as you call it, and to gain power over the people through hiding the knowledge. Passing off knowledge, lies as knowledge. Yes. I'm looking through these ads, trying to figure out which I believe to be true and which are false. That's a good question. How do I figure out what is true and what is false? It's hard to know. It takes a lot of research, reflection, prayer. Yes. Take these ads, for example. This doctor smoking here that I'm looking at. Okay, see this doctor? He looks like a friendly guy wearing a little doctor's white lab coat. It says more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Oh, well, if a doctor smokes a cigarette, it must be okay. It must be healthy, right? What? Oh no. What do they, cigarette company, have to gain by making you think they're healthy? Lots of green stuff, that's for sure. And they use a doctor, a professional, to get you to trust them. You know, a graphic artist had to design this. They had to lay it out, make the doctor look friendly, make it clear, send the message effectively, you know. This could be a good art project. It could be good, you know. Pretend that you work for an advertising agency or a graphic design company, and the client that comes to you wants you to design something that promotes their message or gets the customer to buy a product. And they make money that way. So you're not certain how you feel about the idea that you try to sell or the product. Is it a good product or a bad product like cigarettes? So you have to research, what do you believe? And then I want you to make an ad based on how you believe, not what the client wants you to do. You're going to follow your instinct. So with these ads, like what? You want an example of this? Okay, well, there are many controversial subjects out there. Cigarettes, maybe not so controversial today. Most people know you shouldn't buy them. But here's another one. For example, take this one. Here's an ad I found. It's got some nice, probably 80s or 70s type graphics. It says, "Parents of the Earth, are your children fully immunized?" And so, what are they trying to promote here? Yes, they want kids to have vaccines. And again, the doctor is telling you this is good for you. The expert, right? Well, here's another ad from the opposite side, and they're saying this: 49 doses of 14 vaccines before age 6. It also says, before you take the risk, find out what it is. And it lists all the different vaccines that children take these days, and adults. It does seem a good question. What are these substances that we're injecting into our bloodstream, and into our babies, and into our own bodies? So two opposite sides. Get a vaccine, don't get a vaccine, or think about it, right? You would have to research this and understand the topic before you can design your own poster. Here's another one. Before I show it to you, can you think of an ad where they say that you must have a white mustache? That's right, milk. Here you go. Superman has a milk mustache. Gives you strong bones and calcium. So if Superman does, why not us, right? Well, then I found this other ad. Look at this. It says milk. Good for calves. Bad for humans? Bad? Well, what about the calcium? Who's right? Yeah, life can be difficult to decide some of these things. There's so many controversial topics. For example, is organic worth all that money you pay for it? A lot of people say it's just a waste of money. But then there's others that say, well, you're spraying your crops with poisons to kill the bugs, and then you're eating the fruit after the bugs fall off. Which is it? Another one, dandelions. Should dandelions be sprayed, eradicated, and killed? Or are dandelions a great little flower that sprinkle our landscape, and the little bees come and drink the sweet nectar, making us honey? Oh, how about climate change? There's another one. But in any case, no matter what topic you choose, or if you create one of your own, you have a lot of research to do. So you have to figure out how to communicate your message through images, through words. Yes, it's difficult. Life is difficult, but do not let that hinder you from taking on the challenge. Yes, there will be many people that come and say, hey, look at this. Don't go through this door. Listen to us. We're the expert. This is your life. Do not be deceived. Seek truth. Fight
for the truth once you discover it. Oh, it is getting late, isn't it? But seek the truth and fight for the truth. No one can think for you, live for you, or bear the consequences of your thoughts for you. You know, as do not be deceived by the wolves that will sing you sweet lullabies while rocking you to sleep.